In this video, I'm going to talk about the macOS host preparation for your Hadoop development environment. So we need to install Java 8. And to do that, I'm going to show you how to use Homebrew. And also note that we're using adopt OpenJDK to provide our OpenJDK binary. So Homebrew is a package manager for macOS. So if you want to install Homebrew, you can go to their Homebrew homepage and use this installation script. So Homebrew puts some of its installation packages in what are called casks. So first we have to tap the cask. So we're going to tap adopt OpenJDK. This may cause Homebrew to apply updates. It didn't this time because I've recently updated. And now that we've got the cask open, we can do operations on it. So we're going to install adopt OpenJDK 8. And it's telling me it's already installed. So let's look at the info on the installation. And it's telling me that if you use this package to install adopt OpenJDK, let's take a look at the adopt OpenJDK site. If you go there, it will recognize the OS you're using and present to you the download instructions. So I could pull this, but I'm just going to hover over it and we'll see down below, I don't know that you can see it, but it's downloading the exact package that Homebrew used. Let's verify that Homebrew has set the path correctly for our version of Java. And I see that it's 1.8.022. We'll need Java C as well. Let's check that. And yes, so Java and Java C are pointing to the right versions. So we have Java installed. And the next thing we need to check is that remote login is enabled on our Mac. So we'll pull up preferences and click on sharing and make sure that remote login is checked. And that's the macOS specific things that you have to do. Next, we can do the common host preparation that we also do for Ubuntu. We need to configure Java Home. So in order to figure out where Java Home should point, I ended up looking at the adopt OpenJDK site. If we click on installation and we click on our macOS package installer, it gives you instructions, but at the bottom it's telling you where it installs. So let's see if we can find that. Oh, there's a typo there. It should be Java virtual machines. Adopt OpenJDK 8 and then contents and home. Homebrew may have done something a little different, although I don't think so. I think that the package provided by adopt OpenJDK, this documentation is not quite right. But anyway, we found where our Java Home is. Now we just need to set the environment variable. On the Mac, we're going to use the bash profile folder to set that up. So if I look at .bash, well, we have to go from our home directory profile, .bash profile. We'll see that I've pointed Java home to our openjdk 8.jdk. So we're all set with Java home. The next thing we need to do is configure passwordless SSH. Okay, so I've already generated my keys for SSH, but I'll show you what my folder looks like. So there's the ID_RSA, that's my private key. ID_RSA.pub, that's my public key. And then known hosts are hosts that I connect to. So if you don't have your SSH keys already, you can generate them using SSH keygen -t RSA. That will prompt you for the name of the private key, and it will also prompt you for a password. I'm not going to step through this because I don't want to overwrite my current keys, but you want to just hit return at all the prompts and you'll have your passwordless key generated. Now if I try to SSH to localhost, it prompts me for a password. For you, it may also prompt you for confirming that you want to connect to a host that you've never connected to. It will show you the fingerprint of the host and you just confirm with a yes. But I'm going to press Control-C, and to remedy this, we need to create the authorized keys file. So we'll cat our public key into a file called authorized keys. Now we're going to be creating this file. Make sure you spell it correctly. And let's just take a look. Notice that when I did that, it created the authorized keys so that it's world readable. My guess is that SSH won't like that. So let's try SSH localhost. It doesn't matter. So this SSH client doesn't seem to care that I've got the authorized keys world readable, and that may be because the parent folder isn't. But on some systems, you will have to change the permissions of that file in order for SSH to work. So if we look at our .ssh folder, you can see that if I look at the parent, it looks like it's world readable as no, it's not. So the folder itself is only readable to me, and that might be enough for this SSH client to accept it, or the SSH server rather. Okay, so that's passwordless SSH. For this last step, we need to create an installation folder. So I've already done that, but I'll show you what to do. Here you can see that I've already got Hadoop 3.2 installed in my user local Hadoop. So you would have to make the directory first, and since user local is not typically writable for general users, you would have to use sudo, and that'll fail because it already exists. But that's the command you would make, and then the next thing you would want to do is sudo chown, change ownership. For me, my username is Perry, so I would change ownership Perry for user local Hadoop. Then your user that's not root has ownership of the folder, and you can expand your Hadoop source there. We're ready to install Hadoop, and that'll be covered in a general lecture that should work for all environments.